YouTube is on the line. Do-do. Microphone. Why do you feel so fine? Facebook is on the line. And where is... There we go, reconnected. Okay, let's move this slightly. Oh, too much. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. How did I put this last week? Came up with something last week. What did I do? Oh, yes. The clip. Hey, Amanda. I'm gonna turn on the intro. I'm gonna grab a little clip while that plays. Right? Ripley? Does that make any sense? Ripley? Meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, yeah, no. That sounds great. Just play the intro and I'll grab a clip and everything will be great. Okay? Yeah, you're the greatest. Oh no, that's the other thing.
Tell your friends, and tell your heart. There's no such thing as grownups.com.
Oh, Ripley. Yeah, one thing. Plug in the headphones so we don't have double audio, and also take the mouse off the end transmission button. All right, where are my buttons? Camera 1. There's a big box in the sky. Oh yeah, definitely time for a real haircut. For sure. Okay, well this clip here. Perfect. Ah, you can't see that anyway. Okay. Seems to be in sync. I'm going to assume the sound still works from last week. Oh, snaps. Manda and the Space Goon. Patty Prue and others coming soon. Oh, man. You seem kind of far away over there, buddy. You seem kind of far away over there. Wanna scooch you a litch? Let's just scooch you a little. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that feels a little better. That feels a little bit better. Hey, we didn't do a cold open. There was no cold open. You just went, hey, Ripley, why don't you play the intro while I go to get a clip? And then next thing you know, now it's the thing. The intro played, and there's no, oh my God, the whole system has got, shh. That's fine. It's fine. Every once in a while, we cannot follow the system. Oh, man. So, anyway, I didn't have a cold open thought of. I usually don't anyway. I just start, and then I'm like, oh, snaps. Didn't think of anything to open with, but it's too late. It's too late. It's already begun. Yeah, it's usually up to me to really figure out what's going on, which is even harder because, I mean, if you look at how fast my mouth is moving and how it never stops moving, and I don't know why you don't come up with a separate button for a start and stop talking, but either way, the ability to come up with a thing to cold open with whilst also talking at a rapid speed that I can't even comprehend, using words that I don't normally use, like comprehend. It's just too, that's a $45 word. I shouldn't know those words. Anyway, can we talk about my new... Wait, what's that over there? What's that? I'm just... Oh, sorry. I was just gonna fart. Anyway, let's talk about my new shirt. How about my new shirt? Oops. Timing. Yeah, so, covering all the bases? Covering all the bases. He's Black Lives Mattering. He's... Pride monthing. Was Pride June or July? I feel like it's both months anyway. So he's Pride monthing away, and then just a new shirt. Just a new shirt. Sometimes it's great to just have a new shirt just for fun. And I mean, why not polka dots? It's like, hey, they say don't have a big red thing or distracting clothing when you're on the TV, but I said, you know what? I want to be in the distraction. I am the center of attention. Let's go rainbows, polka dots, and lives mattering every day. That's what I feel when, usually when we're not together, I don't actually like you, but I do love the attention. This attention is wonderful. Yes, you're a delightful psychopath. So yeah, the little tuft of chest hair is mostly for the Tom Selleck outfit that he wore for a while. Where's my pen? Meow. And something on my screen. And it just works. It just works. I don't know. There's so many different versions of Milo at this point in time that I can't keep track. What if I adjust this a little bit so I'm not looking... Yeah, no, have to look down. Everyone gets to see how terrible my hair is. But yeah, his just gets to be drawn the same or different depending on what day of the week. This camera? Hi, this camera. How's it going over here? Good? I'll save you for important stuff. When things get real tense and real serious, I'll get up on this camera and I'll be like, it's tense and serious, guys. Let's talk about the tense... But usually I'm over here with the drawing thing. So today... oh man, this hair and this heat. It's not good. It's not a good deal. Not a good deal. You know what? Let's get serious. Maybe the Karens are right. Maybe I should go out in the street and start screaming at people and not wearing masks and demanding things, asking for managers, cause this hair, it's out of control. So why should I take it upon myself to deal with it and accept it and or go get it cut? No, I will yell at other people until I get my way. And if the internet is showing me nothing, those Karens don't usually get their way. So can't win, don't try. Can't win, don't try. Oh my god. But yeah, still so far so good. It's mostly just back here. There's like this whole section that I'm like, I should just go and relax, but I feel like it's also like a cornerstone, a keystone, if you will. So I just have a horrible fear that's like, oh, I take out this part, and this is actually like unravels a bunch of stuff that's up here, and slash any sort of blending that exists. It'll get rid of that, but the world has other problems. So I'm not actually complaining about my hair. That would be ridiculous. It's just a topic. It's just a topic. I'm not Karening. I'm not Karening or Kevining. I'm just Curtis carrying. Yeah, that works. Also, let's just click on the camera real quick. Buffer. It does that though. That's pretty fun. Don't not enjoy Conaning. There we go. My hair around. I whip my hair to and fro. Whip my hair to and fro. I don't know how that song doth go. I would never really care. And oh, did this recess? Please don't recess. Please be normal. Perfect. Ça c'est parfait. Oh, I got a whole list of notes. At the top of my list, pay rent. You know what I did right after work today? Paid my rent. You know what happened about 2 hours later? 2 hours later? 2 hours later. My landlord was like, hey, the rent bounced back again. Can you send it again? And I'm wicked tempted to go, no. This happens every month. And you know that you have to take in a bunch of direct deposits. You know that there's a limit that doesn't allow you to take in the amount of direct deposits that you need direct deposited. So add to that, or now you gotta wait till tomorrow, because I know that the last time we went through this, I was up till half the night trying to figure out, how come I can't send my rent to the guy? What is it here? And then it didn't send till the next day, and then I realized, oh, I'll just wait till your next month's round, and you'll get it on the 1st. Still legal, still fine. Not my problem. Excuse me? Excuse me, sir? Could I speak to your manager or wife or mom? Because I think we need to do a little bit of fiscal responsibility counting here and make sure that you have enough deposit slots to make your deposits depositable, or else, you know, if you don't have room for to jam a pile of money in, then I can keep it. I can wicked keep it, and I'm fully fine with that. That's okay. Super okay. But that actually, pay rent has nothing to do with my show notes. Did not mean to tirade about that, but I got a check mark next to this now, as in if it's done. But it's not done. And I don't have a pen. Say I don't have a pen within reach of all my pens are over here. But my normal note pen is not here. So I'll put an X, I guess. That still looks like it's done. I scratch out the check. This doesn't make any sense, but at around midnight or first thing in the morning, I will pay my rent. I will pay my rent. Haven't paid my taxes yet. Still got a month to do that. That was the other thing. That was on another piece of paper that said pay rent and taxes. And then I made a new note. So, pretty sure last year went on a nice little tirade about how the CRA, Canada Revenue Agency website system, whatever you want to call it, is the worst. It's the worst. The amount of times I'm like, am I logged in now? Where's my account? Why can't I get to any of the things? Put my account at the top. Always. So I can always get to my things. That's like just a website standard. The people who work on government websites are always for sure. Just like, hey, you just come out of school? Awesome. Well, how about make websites for us? You make the website for us. We don't have money. We're government. We don't know things. We're old. We're 14 old people running a country of not just old white people. Can you make an internet for us so the kids will get off our back, please? We're 1 million and we don't know what an internet is. Make us an internet. And if it doesn't work, we don't care. We're going to pay you too much money, and then people get on our backs about it. Anyway, I'm going to start calling a group of old men that run things a clan of old men. I'm going to spell that clan with a K, and we'll be on our way. That's probably offensive, but I don't have a problem with being offensive to racists and maniacs who don't care. I think that's reasonable, right? I think that's super reasonable. I don't even care about what you think. Sometimes when you're asleep, I just stand over you and I say mean things to you, and then I think of more mean things to say, and I save those for the morning, and then when you wake up, I'm like, good morning, surprise. Guess what I was thinking about? How I don't appreciate your nose, and I think that your little comic strips are not funny and exceedingly offensive to me. Specifically to me. I mean, 90% of them are just making fun of me, except for that Jesus one. That was great. There's nothing funner than having Jesus along for a hilarious ride. I mean, cereal. Soup cereal. He's right. Out of the so many comic strips I've done with me and Milo, the me asking to take the wheel back from Jesus comic, definitely more traction, more popular, actual comments of, hey, this is actually funny. Hey, this is a funny one. I really appreciate this, but it kind of reminds me of all of the other ones that nobody said, this is a funny one as well. But that's the artist plight. Always the artist plight. Oh, hey, Supercat. Getting stuck in the folds. So anyway, today we're going to do like we normally do, or like we have been doing, and just doing these weird like line drawings, kind of more graphic designy, whatever you want to call them. And today, I think I'm going to try some Mr. Terrific. And I realize as I start making some lines, I'm going to have to actually open up a picture of Mr. Terrific, because I don't know what he looks like. I mean, I have a pretty good idea in my head since the first time I ever saw him, and I was like, whoa, I'm sorry, what was that? Who's that guy? What are we talking about? That guy's got a T on his face, and his jacket says fair play down the arm? Is he like Captain 1995? I think he's Captain 1995, right? What is his deal? And when you actually read his story, it's kind of awesome. Like, it's kind of awesome. He's kind of like got a lot of real good powers, but at the heart of it, he's also just like, oh man, this guy is the hero of just growth as humanity. I don't know. Like, other than the first thing it says about him is he's the third smartest person in the DC universe. Like, that seems rude. And especially right now where I'm like, okay, you got a bunch of geniuses. There's so many geniuses in the DC universe. And you're specifically, none of the obviously, crazy IQ, just the smartest. Lex Luthor, so smart. Batman, the greatest detective. These other guys, just crazy, crazy geniuses. Captain Atom, I think, is a scientist. But meanwhile, hey, one of the very few black comic book characters, I know you're wicked smart and one of your powers is basically that you're just, like, really good at learning things real fast. We're going to give you a number 3. Is that cool? You don't exist, so what are you going to do? Fight back? Yeah, I didn't think so. Next character, please. And, so, I went reading up on him there today. Because I genuinely, I'm like, I can't remember what his powers were. I specifically thought, specifically, I thought his powers might have been more or less terrific powers. Like, what's his power? He's kind of just terrific at everything. And I'm pretty sure that's what Ben told me, or whoever it was. I think it was Ben at the comic store, or James while watching a Justice League something or rather. At the animation studio a million years ago, and just like, whoa. Dude's got a T on his face and a jacket. What's his deal? He's just like working computers. Like, he's kind of terrific at everything. Like, alright, cool. So, looking him up today, he's kind of terrific at everything. That is kind of one of his powers. Like, it's not a power, but it's more of an attribute. I really should have roughed this out, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun just making it up as you go along. But he's actually, like, he's super interesting. I believe there was a Mr. Fantastic that was a white guy in the beginning, like way back when there was only white superheroes. And I saw one picture of him there today, and it's just like, you're terrible. You look awful. This is the dumbest superhero costume out of most of the dumb superhero costumes available. And as somewhat silly as Mr. Terrific's costume is, he makes it work. He makes it look good. You know, like a Will Smith to a Tommy Lee Jones. He makes the suit look good. And I'm gonna go and real quick open up a picture of him so I can see. Yeah, that'll do. That will do. But yeah, delete. Why won't you delete? What did I just delete? Oh no. Everything deselect. Everything's fine. Didn't delete my whole stream. Alright, everything's cool. So we go back down here. There we go. Apple A and delete. Try something slightly different. What's this on the screen? So yeah, in looking him up, so powers wise, like I said, like he does have like just a super high aptitude, so he can learn things like from a book and basically do it right away. He can assist in or perform like complicated surgeries just by going through the book and or learning from somebody. So he's super smart. And with his smartness, he has these terrific balls. I'm gonna open up the thing and just read it. He's got terrific balls. He's got terrific balls. I mean, he does, and I know that's basically how it's described, but they definitely weren't called terrific balls, right? Why aren't you opening anything up, computer? Computer, give me information on Mr. Terrific, who I might have been calling Mr. Fantastic for the last few minutes. All right, let's skim through. Yeah, third smartest man. On this particular page, it says, like, fun fact, who do you think is the first and second smartest? And then doesn't answer it. Like, that's not a fun fact. That's just an irritating question. And I hate you. And I want to write back and say, guys, this isn't cool. But I think that might be how they trick people into... So yeah, the previous Mr. Terrific was some guy named Sloan. Then the next guy was Michael Holt. And here we go, Powers. He's so he's covered in like nanotechnology. His suit, the T on his face is some kind of nanotechnology, which makes him invisible to like security cameras, to electronics. So he's just kind of invisible to the things that honestly are a constant harassment to the black community, and most people in general, but specifically. So natural aptitudes for learning. With the aforementioned nanomachines, his mask is capable of long-distance mental communication with his T-spheres. T-spheres, so close to T-balls. Or terrific balls. But, so his terrific spheres, his T-spheres, are basically like, I guess, parts of the nano stuff. But they can do things, they can reprogram things, they can explode, they can shoot lasers, they can do just about everything. And he's an expert hand-to-hand fighter with 6 different black belts in martial arts, speaks several languages, and is a strategic leader. He's a good leader. So he's the real Obama of the thing. And as I skim through all of that, so he can like Magneto around these balls, and he can fly, so his suit allows him to carry himself around. Again, a lot like a Magneto, except smarter. Except he doesn't fail like Magneto all the time. So the comic book guy is Michael Holt. As near as I can tell, I don't know if he's changed. But in the CW worlds, fun fact, let's do it like that website style. Here's a fun fact. Which CW actor / vampire have I been doing some artwork for their live stream this week? Fun fact. Who? That's a terrible fun fact. That is just a... Oh my god, that is just a horror... That's a question. And then nobody knows the answer except for you. And maybe Corbin. But Corbin's not here to give us all the answer, and he wouldn't, because you're not supposed to, because that's your job. Like, that stuff hasn't been fully approved or used yet, so you're not even supposed to talk about your little CW and vampire adventures at all. But rest assured, you have been drawing bloody-faced actors all morning, and maybe even enjoying it? Maybe. Maybe indeed. It's mostly when I turn to the side, I'm just like, seriously? Hair? But yeah, I don't even know if that show is still a show. I don't have a TV. I don't follow CWs. I'm an old man. But within the Arrowverse, within the Supergirl verse, whoever's in control of that now, I don't know. Flashverse. I believe in that universe, Mr. Terrific is Curtis Holt. Not me, but you know, it's just fun. It's just fun for me, but still fun nonetheless. Inconsequential, sure is. But what else am I supposed to do over here? Just over here filling a couple hours of time for no reason whatsoever. For mostly my own enjoyment. My own enjoyment. But I don't know. Called my mom on the weekend. The weekend? Yes, it's Tuesday. And I mean, fully, like, probably told her, like, all right, I'll let you go do the stuff you have to do. I'm going to go for a walk and blah, 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 blah. Hey, remember like a half hour ago when I said I'm going to go for a walk and let you go? Ugh. And then finally get off the phone and be like, oh, cool. Just talking at my mom for like 2 hours. Everything's a podcast or a live stream. But yeah, like I said, I do this mostly to entertain myself and to remind myself that the world isn't as terrible as I think it is. Like, genuinely, honestly, feel like I've been just crying for like 2 weeks straight. And like 10 minutes before this, like, okay, you have to stop crying and be a normal person. Like right before work, like have to stop crying and then do some work. I haven't actually cried in a million years. I can't even remember the last time I did. But just, you know, you get up, you look at the internet, no matter what, no matter where now, it doesn't matter. And it is just a constant reminder that I was like, oh yeah, people are still fighting against people just trying to live their life. People just trying to live their life. And it's just, I don't know, like today, and at like a little after lunchtime, I think? I don't even know. I think this was the one. Maybe it was something else. But within the last week, my Instagram search has been a little more filled with just specifically Trump support. Like literally like, oh, these are supports from one that's really been killing me and keeps showing up is Students for Trump. And it just keeps showing student after student. I'm just like, oh my god, like how did I get these in my feed? But oh my god, like there's so many of these. And it's just like, it's just beyond like just realizing the volume of people that just believe something so gross, so awful. And not even that, like their memes, it's like the same memes and everything, but they're so insane where it's like, hey, this is you talking about climate change and how the president's racist, like in a picture of a clown on a computer. It's just like, what? And one of the ones that really like just destroyed me, just like really broke me, because I'm like, oh yeah, it is that simple. You just have to write down some things and be like, see, look at this. And it's like, that's why, you know, Facebook, whatever, is in the state that it's in. Everything is super believable when you make a poster of it, even though somehow these posters are like, wow, far-right people, Republicans, are just not good artists. Like, they're just not good artists. They're terrible graphic designers, and they love to just grab stock photos that just don't fit anywhere. But it was this poster that had... I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's leave this for now. It was like picture of you know, Chubby Orange McGee in the middle, and at the top it just said like like most I think this is how I got into this thread actually, which was like most racist president question mark. And then a list of things explaining how he's not the most racist president, i.e., would somebody racist like be as nice as Mr. Trump is to his Jewish grandchildren? I don't think so. Not racist. Would this happen? It's just like, these are all things that are like not real. Like, they're not real. and they're just you assuming like, oh, see, he's related to these people. Hey, what about, you know, all these pictures of him with these black celebrities? Like, all of those black celebrities have since come out like, yeah, that was weird meeting him. He like forces you to take pictures so it looks like he has friends. He's a crazy person. And they're still just like, no, like, huh? Huh? And of course Kanye is still just like, yep, if you're a good, smart black person, you'll vote for Trump just like me. This is the first time I'll vote, and I'm voting for Trump. Like, I don't understand or know what Kanye is, as you know, in terms of you know what's going on inside of his head, but he seems wicked crazy. But I'm pretty sure he's like I want to put him in the same boat as Vanilla Ice. Like, did you get good and famous at things when you were really young, so you stopped reading and understanding things, and now you're just a mind-blowingly stupid idiot, but you still make music that people like, I guess? I don't know. I couldn't tell you a Kanye song to save my life. And yeah, it's like, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's like, it's so like whatever the last, like the John Bolton book, it's like, huh? And then there was another thing like, huh? We've got a list. Like, here's a list. Here's the people that said it. Here's the whatever. Like, yeah. I'm so exhausted by this where it's just like, I don't believe in anything anymore. Like, when Obama became president, I was terrified that it was like, within this time, he's going to get assassinated. Like, based on what I've seen from that country and how much they don't like the idea of being told what to do by somebody who is darker than them. Excuse me. They're definitely going to assassinate him for sure. And then he didn't, and was just like, wow, hey, you know, he put a garden in there. Hey, the Michelle is like fixing the education and health and all this stuff, and he's doing this, and then there's healthcare, and then there's this thing, and then he's believing in that, and blah 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 blah. Like, all the stuff that he had to be to become a politician was like, all right, we're not doing that anymore. Michelle, we're being good people, and we're making good decisions. We're gonna fix this world, and we're gonna make it a good place. And he was doing that. Even like, what's his dude? Joe Biden is just like, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy at all. But he has become Obama'd, and he's more Obama-y, and it's like they're on the other side again, that the thread that's saying all these things that are great about maniacs. They're just like, oh, by the way, like, what about no, you know, I don't even know what the nickname is, but like, this guy, like, he actually is the bigot. He actually said this and said that. Like, I'm sure he did, but the picture you're using is 1,000 years old. Like, it's black and white from when their color wasn't an option. So he seems like the kind of guy who has learned and changed his ways, and some people actually do. Other people, like last week, our racist of the week, the lady that was sitting in the back of the pickup truck screaming, I'll teach my kids to hate you for the rest of my life and their life and your life. And and I guess she was forced, I assume, to apologize. There's a video of her like, I'm sorry. I didn't even bother to watch it because just the still image of her just like, I'm being forced to do this. I can't wait to go home and start yelling the N-word at people again. Why do they keep taking the N-word away from me? Because you don't need it. You don't need it. But yeah, we need an Obama. But I don't know, like CTK, she was feeling pretty just genuinely upset, scared at the state of things, where it's like, you know, what is this? And I'm like, I know exactly what you mean. I was like, if anything, maybe, you know, this is what I'm doing, is when I get really, really worried, really scared, and think that, you know, there just is no way, I just stop and think, you know what? There was an Obama. We do have an Obama to compare this to. You know, I never thought in my lifetime that there would be a black president. Or I did, but then when it was happening, it was like, oh man, this is so racist. It's not happening. He's going to get killed. But it did happen, and changes happened. And now there's a bunch of politicians and younger people, female people, reasonable people that are rising up and tearing down the fascism and building up the building up of things, instead of, you know, everything being a fight. Um, let's go with a slightly higher color. I don't know how to draw today. So it's like that happened. Like that happened. Therefore, you know, something good can happen again. And it is extra scary right now because a lot of change is happening. A lot of change has to happen. And sadly, in order to bring a lot of horrible things to light, those horrible people have to just start doing them out in public. And they are. And they're videotaping themselves. Not even waiting for somebody else to videotape them. But anyway, yeah, I think I was saying, like, one of the sad things, besides the posters and whatever, and there was one where it's just like him, like, putting up a plaque for, like, the 300th mile of wall that we put up, which apparently also isn't true. They haven't built that much wall. It's like, what do you need a wall for now? Nobody wants in. You have basically the most poisonous land in the world right now. And yeah, so it's like, it's gonna be, and yes, according to the news, it's just been 3 miles and not 300 or whatever they were celebrating. 200. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know if it was just today or I just read it today, saw it today. Was the violin vigil they were having for that Elijah kid who was, you know, just destroyed on his way home from being nice. And so, you know, when you get a bunch of people together, and I mean, it's already still part of the protest, but it's like you can see in the video, everyone's just sitting there. Everyone's just sitting there. And that's it. And then, yeah, all the dudes in all their full of riot gear, and then they suddenly just start stomping through and spraying and doing all this stuff where it's just like, what? But why? But why would you do this? How could so many, like, it's not even that. I was like, yep, I could see a good handful of people within the military, within the police that are like, this is what we got to do. But the fact that a majority isn't like, this is not a thing that we do. This isn't our job. We're supposed to be better than this. And yeah, if not for the fact, like, it's just so, again, based on what my laundromat guy told me here in Canada, how it's just like, oh, you're terrified that a different race of people is going to tear your life away, like you are systematically and continually trying to make sure it happens to those same people. And it's just like, they're just trying to have the freedom to walk down the street without getting, you know, harassed and not be able to even complain about it. And then, of course, here in Canada, a wellness check apparently means, hey, yeah, I'll go beat up that person for you. I'll beat them up real good. Like, no, I want you to make sure that they're okay. I think they might be having a rough time. Could you go make sure they're alive? And if they're not, I will beat their head. I will drag them down a hallway, and then I'll step on their head, maybe? Is that what you meant? Not even close to what I meant. Why would you jump to those conclusions? Maybe I'll just call some sort of health services? Nah, that'll take too long. I got you. I'll head over there. I'll smash your friend in real good. Still, again, not what I said. Man, not what I said. So, you know, living in this world, we do. It's like, it is just a fact. Like, the amount of, news that is about just the fact it's just like everybody's stressed out, everybody's confused, nobody can afford their life, and now a pandemic and all the stuff when it's just like for the longest time and for the foreseeable future, people need somebody to talk to, or else we're all just going to keep having live streams and podcasts and ranting out to whoever. Avocado shake. That's the goal. To shake an avocado over a milkshake bowl. Try not to drift too hard into all the things that make me sad all week. And again, it's just that where I'm like, this week I'm gonna play video games at night, and still just sitting here like, can't, not right, you know. And I mean, like I said, like feeling like I've been crying all week long. Like there's been 1,000 times still where like I get to the fridge, and I'm just standing in front of the fridge and just doing that thing of where you're like, close the fridge door, and then walk to another room to where, I don't know, are things better in that other room? I don't know. Or you're looking out the window like, hey, is everybody okay out there? Everybody looks okay out here from the window, but that's, I can only see so far. Keep looking at the wrong window. Oh, your arm is in the way. But we'll do what we can anyway. Alright. We don't need full legs. But I have notes. I have some notes here that aren't about those horrific things. There's so many other horrific things. So many. Oh, let's not talk about Me Too today. Oh, this is kind of Me Too-ish. Without getting too... why did I even say that? So... there's, I mean, again, I don't really know what TikTok is, but it seems to be every day, every week. Oh. So hot, so dry. There's a new challenge of some kind, so that'll pop up, you know, as I scroll through Instagram. There'll be a few of those. And there'll be a text at the top that says, like, hey, the blah, blah, blah challenge. And whatever. They usually wash by because I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. But this one, I mean, this kind of goes back to when pandemic started and like day 1 to 4 of the pandemic. Like, yeah, here's me and my boo and my bae and whatever. We're quarantined together and that's the best way and I love it. Excuse me. And I wouldn't want to be quarantined with anybody else. And then there's like 700, you know, ask your boyfriend to stop playing video games challenge, or just slash like, here's me, and camera on, you know, girl's face like, hating everything and I'm bored. There's him having the time of his life, still playing with all of his friends on his Halo 6s. That's not a thing anymore. So there was that thing. I feel like this is definitely an offshoot of that, where girls will go into the room and still, I'm going to say like 90%, I saw 3 of them, but 100% of the 3 of them I guess it will be 75% of the three of them. Um, the girl walks in, camera's on the guy, and he's usually already playing an Xbox or on the computer or whatever. So his headset on, game is going. He's in there like, yeah, guys, let's get him. Let's get him, guys. Yep, we're friends to the end, guys. Let's get him. Get that guy, guys. Oh, he's over there, guys. Flank him. Get a flank on that guy. Gotta flank him. This is some flanking, guys. All right, we're cool, guys. Right, Dylan? That's right, Skylar. Go get him. Hey, where's Skylar 2? I don't know. I'm Skylar 1. So anyway, the new one is the you could have been nicer today. You could have been nicer to me today challenge, which I think is magical. It is magical. Hey, you could have been nicer to me today, actually, now that you bring it up. So, what say you to that, good sir? Could you have been nicer to me today? Because I think if I just say it out of nowhere, that perhaps something will change. So, excuse me, you could have been a lot nicer to me today. Not really. Not really. I am exactly as nice as I can be to you at all times. At all times. Sometimes you'll get a notch up and you'll feel good about yourself, but mostly, you're right on the edge. But yeah, so first two I saw. Yeah, I think it was just 3. So girl, I don't even know if you can see the girl or whatever. Like camera comes in and dude's on his thing, and you just hear her say, or the text comes across the screen to type it out as it goes. You could have been nicer to me today. And the first guy is just like I gotta go, guys. Game done. AFK. And like takes his headphone off, like clicks a thing, and it's just like, like babe, what? But babe, what do you need? What do you want to do, babe? Oh my god, like, and it's just like this realization that it's just like no even thought of like, what did I do today? What could I have? Just like right away, like, for a fact you've done nothing useful to humanity today. You shouldn't be in a relationship. You're kind of dating 7 guys while you're Rainbow Sixing. Still not of Call of Duty. There we go. That's still a thing. Definitely still a thing. CSGO. That's something. I can't remember what it is, but I know that for the longest time, I've been thinking in my job where I make stuff for people who play these games all the time, and I should know some things. Like I'm broadcasting this with Streamlabs, where I make custom art for Streamlabs streamers who are great, like partnered people and whatnot. And I don't know anything. But yeah, I was like, oh, CS:GO Counter-Strike. There we go. CS:GO is Counter-Strike. And I'm like, I've heard of that before. I know about Counter-Strike. I mean, I don't know about Counter-Strike, but I know it exists. And but for the longest time, like, keep seeing CS:GO, and I'm just like, oh man, like, I guess with that Nintendo Switch, like, game of board games game being popular, I guess CS:GO or whatever it's called now, I guess you're playing it on the go, everyone's into it, and I thought it was a version of Go, which I'm not sure is the same as Reversi, which is maybe not the same as Othello, or they're all the same game. I'm not quite sure, but I think they're all the same or a version of each other. So for the longest time, I'm just like, God, people love these games. Like, this guy seems like a, hard-edge, first-person shooter, fighting type guy. But I guess he's into Reversi. That's what people play. 'Twas not. 'Twas not. Should have came up with should have did a rough drawing before doing this, but whatever. We'll put some cool lighting. We'll do something different. But But anyway, yeah, it's just that. Like, I've been seeing CSGO in all of our meetings, in the chat room, in all the Slack things, and just like, I guess it's a big deal. And then one day I was just like, yeah, this guy needs something for a CSGO stream. Like, all right. So I clicked on it and just like, Counter-Strike. Go. I don't know what the go is. But anyway, Counter-Strike just warring around, killing people. First-person shootering. So, neither here nor there. The real point being, still keep looking at the wrong place to find a picture of Mr. Terrific. Got little gloves on. Let me move this over here. Sleeves are full. Okay. Second one of the You Could Have Been Nicer to Me Today challenge. Same deal. Video of dude, I want to say from the kitchen over to the living room. Pretty sure he's on a thing. And same thing, like, oh, hey, like, you could have been nicer to me today. And he just, like, immediately puts down the controller, like, but, and they all, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Put their arms out like they're going to pick up a baby. And, like, all right, all of this feels and seems psychotic. And, like, one of these days, this is definitely going to backfire on somebody. I don't know how. I'm not taking the time to think of it, but somewhere in there, there's a backfire story. And now we sit down for a backfire campfire story with you, the weirdo who tells things and needs a haircut. Tell us about the backfire story, so we're not all in suspense this whole time, and then finish drawing a terrific person. Mr. Terrific, let me tell you now, you're so terrific, and your power's like wow. Acceptable. So in the backfire, episode. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Twitch has added things to put stuff on my emotes without giving me a chance to add new emotes. Thanks, Twitch. I love your elitist system. Also, my job was to make those little add-ons for other people's emotes, and you kind of took it away from me. So thanks for that as well. Thanks for that as well. Keep replacing me with apps. Internet. So the third one that I saw, maybe it was 4. The week's been a blur. Fourth one, a guy decides to try, hey babe, you could have been nicer to me. You could have been nicer to me today. And obviously she doesn't know about the challenge because she might have said, like, don't pull that right now. What are you doing? Are you TikToking? Because you've got a family and you're ridiculous. So, her response was precious and magical. He says it, and you can feel like, although you can't see him, excuse me, whatever noise he's making, or vibration of the phone, you can feel how terrified he is, how much he realizes, I've made a terrible mistake, and I should not have said this, and I'm not good as a husband, boyfriend, whatever it is I am, because it just escalated so quickly that I'm just like, wow. Especially if you say, hey, no, I didn't mean it. It's just an internet thing. I was just giving you an internet challenge. Just like, get out. So he says, you could have been nicer to me today. To a woman who was like, he's clearly like chilling on a couch, and she's like in the kitchen behind the island counter area, doing something of value for the household. And I know that because she says, what? No, you could have. She's like, I've gotten up. I cleaned up our room. I made our food. I did your laundry. I've taken care of our child and make sure it's fed while you've laid there all day. You have done nothing. You could be nicer to me. You have done nothing. And it's just like, whoa, like you can feel it in the phone so much that I am just like, can I back away further? Or slash, like, I could just close this, but by then it was done. So I believe he immediately just, I assume, jumped up to be like, no, let me start doing things. Oops. There's a lot of people genuinely don't realize that they don't do anything. They don't do anything for their household, for the people that they live with. And that's how you breed the jerks that walk through the streets complaining about masks and haircuts and stuff to a violent level. Drawing camera. There we go. Just drawn. Weird hand anyway. Zoomed in way too far. Who knows if it's too big or too small? Find out soon enough. Yeah, that's good. So, that was fantastic. Again, trying to find some sort of delight in the mayhem. I didn't write this down. This isn't in my notes. I just thought of this. This is just straight on Rage Road, right up from the guts, where I keep my weekly hatred for things. Or not even hatred, just perturbances in my head. I made the mistake of looking at more than 2 posts on Facebook, as I usually try to avoid doing. Just keep it to the first few. There we go. I support this. I support that. Like, and I'm out. All right. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to delve into what's going on. And you got no Space Goonie or Pat are already out there telling off relatives for racist stuff and whatnot. And I was just like, I already have no energy for what floats through Facebook anyway. So, I don't know why. I don't know, I've been commenting on things a little bit more lately. And I say a little, like, 4 times in the last 2 weeks. But, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. There was a post, somebody that I know, that Pat knows, the Space Goonie knows. Good guy. I still think good guy. Not at fault. I think there was a little thumbs up on a comment that meant to me like, oh, you're a little bit against me on here. You're a little bit against me, but you always kind of wanted to murder me anyway, and that was an adorable thing that we had. So Pat definitely knows who I'm talking about now. But anyway, it was just a post, just like a, hey, this is a funny thing. I'll link it to my page. And without really watching it, I'm just like, this seems really creepy. This seems really creepy. Is this what I think it is? And so I hit play, and it's one of those hilarious videos where somebody is somewhat in the distance and they're not good at something, so you're taking a video of them being stupid. But to me, it seemed like dude is in his car, feels like an old man from like the audio that I can hear, and over at the gas pump is a young woman who I don't think should be filmed by some random old dude. She like can't quite figure out like why she can't get the gas nozzle on the right side of her car, and so she drives around, does that whole thing. There's a bunch of videos. There's so many videos like that. There's just so many. And sometimes it is just like, yep, this is great. But something about this one was just like, was this guy just sitting here like filming? Like, and again, before I even really looked at it, and I still didn't look all the way through anyway, was just like the only way to kind of catch this video is to be a guy who is just like sitting in a parking lot videotaping girls in Daisy Dukes and little shirts as they pump gas. Like, that's what it seemed like to me. So, for some strange reason, I posted that, where it's just like, that's kind of creepy that this old man is like posting pictures of some girl who he doesn't know, and some other dude out of nowhere is just like, no, he's just videotaping stupidity. And I'm like, oh, and that like my Michael J. Fox, Marty McFly chicken bone kind of snapped, and it's just like, no. And it's like, oh yeah, this is why I don't go through Facebook, because I want to fight now. I just want to have a word fight, and I can tell that this guy is just somebody who enjoys terrible things. Because I clicked on him to see like, oh, your feed is just terrible things. So he responds to me, yeah, he says that, like, it's just videotaping stupidity. And I'm like, so I write back, like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna videotape you or whoever I feel like until something dumb happens, and then I can shame them on the internet. So if anyone needs me, I'll be in the bushes. Post. And he gave me a little laughy face emoticon, and I'm like, all right, he gets it, maybe. So whatever, I ignore Facebook for the rest of the day, rest of the night, whatever it is. And then it's like, ding, you have a notification. Like, I don't want to have a notification. If it's not Gord agreeing with me, then I'm just gonna be angry. I just this is stupid. Everyone's stupid. So I open it up, and it's that dude saying, yeah, no. It's like, all of the creepiness is just in your own head. You're creating the creepiness. There's nothing wrong with this at all. And it really, really wanted me. It really made me want to go through his Facebook, find pictures of him, and put them on things, and post them, and just be like, what? Other than that would now start a meme war, a flame war, a photoshopping war that I don't want to get into. I'd rather, do my live stream. And, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, seriously, guys? Just videotaping girls without consent? That's still cool? And you posted it? Alright. Oh no, she's being stupid. Oh, I see. It's the same thing as how you're allowed to murder criminals just because they're committing a crime of any level whatsoever. You can just murder them. And again, two guys in the same state, dealt with by the same cops. One did nothing and was murdered to death, and the other one murdered a bunch of people and was taken in and is doing great. Always coming back to that point. Always for Jesus. So, let's check some of these things off here. I didn't get to check off pay rent or pay my taxes because that website. But you could be nicer to me. Check. Violent Vigil. Check. Pen is not writing. Tomorrow's Canada Day. Oh, Canada. Our home and native land. Still got lots of problems, but eventually we'll stand hand in hand. With glowing hearts. We try our best. Hopefully everyone does too. And and the weird thing is, it's not that the pen isn't writing. This started happening a while ago, and this is, again, one of those things where I'm like, well, we're definitely in the Matrix, and things happen because you expect them to happen, because this doesn't make any sense. I've gotten different kinds of Post-it notes, from the cheap dollar store little squares to the cheap dollar store rectangles, to the Staples brand, to the Post-it brand, to the whatever brand. And I don't even remember what these... Oh, these are Staples. Says right on the back from Staples. Hey, Staples, want to send me some stuff? Go ahead. I would love it. Top right corner, can always write on it. Always write on it. Mostly the right side of the page can always write on it. For some reason, the left side, and specifically the further you get down to the bottom, the pen just stops working. But if I move over here, works. Over here, nothing. Over here, works. Over here, nothing. And the only explanation I could think is like, this is a weird Matrix thing. This is the... I'm not trying to wish for a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm just trying to expect my pen not to work, which makes me expect it not to work. Anyway, Canada Day. Maybe I'll play some video games. Students for Trump. Thankfully, again, another little uplifting deal is the fact that the numbers are so low. Like, they're predicting, like, oh my god, he's like record level unpopular right now, which is like, finally something makes sense. Oh god. And then again, Instagram, there's just so many young black guys, usually. Yeah, it's always dudes that I've seen so far, with their MAGA hat just being like, black people need to start smartening up and just be more like Trump, because that guy knows where it's at. Like, he's the answer, and he's the one. It's like, what do you pay? What? You're breaking me, dog. You're breaking me. Broken. So that thing, so we'll check that off. Check. Oh, something in real life happened. Not really much of anything, but it's silly. Huh? It's silly and not violent, not racist, as far as I know. It's just a day where I'm like, all right, cool. I'll accept this. I'll accept the charges for this bizarreness right now. Jam and Dum Diddy. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Are we caught in a landslide and no escape from reality? Look up to the skies, open your eyes, and see. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy. I'm easy come, I'm easy go. A little high, a little low. Stew a little. I can't remember if I went to the grocery store or if I just went for a walk, because it's been nice out and hot out, and that's a nice time to go for a walk. So, just right out here, like 14 seconds from my front door, coming up the sidewalk, and I can hear the ring of somebody on their mobility scooter. And because I'm not a rancid trash monster as best as I can be or cannot be, or the most because I try not to be a trash monster, even though this is not selecting and I'm ready to throw it out the window. So I step to the side, like any normal person should do, and any good person does do. So I step to the side, there's plenty of room. There's probably enough room if I don't move, but realistically, definitely should make the room for the mobility scooter. Why wouldn't you? I mean, why wouldn't you? I could think of several reasons. Like, if somebody on the mobility scooter is like, you recognize them as, oh, that person, they suck. They suck all through winter, summer, and fall. And don't even get me started on how they act in the springtime. That's the whole year. That's all year round. So you're just like, you know what? Maybe I'll make life a little more difficult for them. And that's going to be my jam today. Yeah, no, that's like, I will assume their life is already harder because they're cruising around on a mobility scooter. And I used the word cruising incorrectly. They're just on... It's just not cool. It's just not cool. Sometimes not being cool is the coolest way to be cool, really. I think Marge Simpson said that, and I will stand by it. I will stand by it for the rest of your life and my life. You're the worst. So, I step to the side, and immediately I'm like getting kind of yelled at, not in an angry way, but there's a little bit of animosity of how offense. A bit of offense is taken by me stepping aside. I don't know the person on the scooter. They don't know me. We do live in the same building, but we don't know each other, and I'm pretty sure that person isn't normally on a mobility scooter and doesn't need one. That's me being harsh and judgy, but she seems young and mobile without the scooter, but she spends her time with people who need the scooters. So I think it might be a, hey, I've gotten used to this. This is fun. I'm going to get me a scooter. I don't know. Either way. Over here, on this camera, she's yelling, "Oh, you don't have to get out of the way. I've got plenty of room." Just like, cool. I don't need to have a conversation about this. I've already moved. I'm not going to now jump back onto the sidewalk and be like, "Oh, is this enough room? Hey, is this enough room?" And I'm starting to think maybe that was the right answer. Because as she's driving by, she's like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about me. Like, I'm really good at this. I haven't hit anybody yet. I've had this for 8 months so far already, and I'm getting really good at it." And something else about being good at it, driving fast, slow, blah 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 blah. It's hard to remember everything she said because it went more like this: "Hey, you don't have to get out of the way for me. You can stay right where you are, because I'm really good at this. I'm going to have this rainbow." And literally disappeared over the horizon, / went around to the other side of the building. But I'm just like, I can't see her anymore. I think she's still talking to me. She's definitely still talking to me. And she definitely was at least mildly offended that I didn't trust her to be able to navigate around me. And I have experienced that in the past with people who are just wildly offended by my cautiousness. Because they're just like, whoa, I'm going to get you killed over here. Is that what you think? Think I'm going to get you killed? I'm not going to get you killed. I'm like, no, it's fine. Again, same reason I wear a mask when I go in some place. It's purely for everyone's safety. It's not that I don't trust everyone. It's just that I just barely trust everyone. But yeah, I've definitely had, relatives and whatever just like, "Oh, you don't trust me?" Like, no, I don't. I'm not getting on that motorcycle. Or / I'm going to stand over here while you do your motorcycle donut or trick or whatever you're going to do. Like, oh, you think I'm going to, whatever. Again, hey, why do you have good reason for that? Hey, I'm not going to shoot you with this BB gun. I know what I'm doing. I'm just pretend loading it. I'm just pretend pumping it. But I never actually allow a BB to enter the chamber. Okay, I don't believe you. Please stop pretending to shoot at me with a semi-loaded gun. Ow. 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 Now I have a weird dot on my ass for the rest of my life because you shot a BB into me. Close range. Cause Pat's outside right now, trying to ambush a raccoon. He's been at damn it, he's been at it all day. He started at noon. He's not even drunk. That's just how Pat likes to play. It's Patty Prue. He's got nature for you. He's making YouTube compilations of chipmunks and squirrels. He'll be back in a second, girls. Cause if Pat's not here, then it's time to sing about everything Pat does. Ring-a-ding-ding. He likes bells. That fell apart. Apart this fails. After these messages. Pat'll be right back down. Boom, 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 boom. You're a strange animal, that's what I know. Got to follow. Don't remember any of the words to that. Sorry, Lawrence. What else we got on the notes over here? Oh yeah, the other real life thing. The other real life thing that I kind of was successful. So many questions. What is this? What? Like, I'm gonna assume. You know what? Let me answer my own question. Just like the Bronze Age thing over here, I'm gonna mind meld through the air across the ocean for the second time ever, from Pat's brain, Jim Carrey, Batman Forever style. Ambushing a raccoon means you got up close and took a picture of it, or you fed it from your hand and showed it friendship and love. You're culling it into the coming up on the step and hanging out with you and your animal friends. That kind of ambush. Oh, you actually don't want the raccoon around. You're scared. It was a full-on shoo. Ah, my C to P, Curtis to Pat connection is straight up broke. Straight up broke today. But you know what, Patrick? Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. They're just like the worst little humans. They're like having razor sharp, toothed and fingered poor children around that are just riddled with garbage disease. But remember my raccoon from the other day? When I took a step, he'd take a step. I take a step, he'd take a step. I take a step back. Excuse me, he takes a step forward still. Please don't jump into my face. Please don't jump into my face. Poor kids in their baggy pants. So walking like basically in the same place, except this time it actually was dark by the time I came around, and I'm just like, I talked to my mom too long on the phone. Now it's dark while I'm walking. It's too dark while I'm walking. But I didn't realize until like after I heard the sound, where I'm like, oh, this is like within one house, if not the exact same house I was in front of when that raccoon crossed the road. So this is his turf. So whatever, walking down the street, sunshine, lollipops, rainbows every day. That's what I'm feeling when I'm walking by myself. And I just heard like a noise. I'm like, turn because I'm just like, oh, like something's coming towards me automatically in my head. And I can't quite tell. I think his suit goes up to his neck. What it was, but then I look back, and for the most of the rest of the walk, I was just like, I didn't see that, right? Like, I didn't see that. That wasn't real. It probably wasn't anything. Just a shadow or a shape, but it seemed real clear that when I stopped and heard the noise and looked to where the bushes were, so there was only a few bushes to choose from, and it looked like, so the silhouette might have not been completely correct, that the raccoon just went kind of like either out of the bushes or into the bushes of just a and just kind of sat there and was just like with his little hands and just chewing on a little stick or pulling leaves out of sticks. So it was just kind of a So it seemed like I could see like a shape, and there's kind of a chubby little sitting thing, and I'm like, I don't know if raccoons can sit like that, can they? But that might also just be bushes, but I can definitely, that's almost definitely a raccoon face and a raccoon eating a stick. And also it just kind of felt like, and I was like, I can't see it very clearly, but it feels like Like, he's definitely, like, staring at me while I walk by, so I should just keep walking by, again, so that the raccoon doesn't get upset and come after my face. My precious antique face. I really want to... I should have turned him or something so we could still do the fair play down the side of his jacket. But doing text, it's definitely not going to work out. I forgot Drake was there for that. Holy snaps. Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. My favorite worst stories ever. I mean, it was like gagging the whole time. But the funny part about that story, and I've definitely told it on here before, was one, a bunch of us went to help our friend to work on a short film about zombies with our friend Mirko. I thought I still had a copy of it. Tried to show it to a friend a little while ago, and I don't have it. I don't know. I guess it's with terrorist stuff, I guess. I've just got the blooper DVD that he put together, which is still pretty great if you've seen the movie and you know all of us. But to my friend who doesn't, it's just like, what's this? Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Sorry, it's confusing. So yeah. One, we go to like an old abandoned KFC parking lot, which is kind of covered with like oil stains, let's say, as far as we know. And then right next to that is the big oil refinery in Dartmouth. And Mirko wanted to get a shot of from inside of the car of the refinery and Randy acting like a priest who was like, what happened there? I'm going to keep on driving. Actually, he just says, what the shit, I think is the only thing he says. And then I think it might be Chad at this point. Yeah, Chad falls down. And then they have, like, Mirko just made tons of fake blood, and this pool of blood comes out from, like, under his face, and he's just laying there while a bunch of us are hanging out at Tim Hortons because it's cold, and there's not a whole lot for us to do while they're doing that part. So, eventually, you know, it's whatever it is, like 2, 3 in the morning. Cops show up, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And Mirko's like, I'll handle this. Like, okay, guy in a suit. When we're all just dressed like dirtbags. So Mirko walks over in his suit because once the movie production started, he decided he's wearing a suit from now on. And I swear to God, I still envy him for that to this day. Like, and I'm just like, Mirko, that's going to get real hot. Like, oh, it gets real hot. So you're just enduring? Yep, it's worth it for the suit. Like, awesome. You are my hero all day, every day, for so many reasons. Not even exaggeration, just 100% true. Mirko's the greatest. So cops show up. Mirko's talking to them like, yep, okay, yep, no problem. Mirko comes over like, all right, we'll just finish this up. This is definitely not going to fit the whole word in there. Gonna leave it out. Leaving fair play off his jacket, even though I like it. Oh yeah, that was the other thing about this guy, is his whole thing is like he uses his powers basically to even things out. Everything should be fair, and he tries to make things fair. So the police tell Mirko that, yeah, this place where you're putting down a bunch of fake blood, yeah, you notice how the ground is already stained? Yeah, that's from when somebody was really murdered here like a few days ago. Okay, cool. Let's finish this, and away we go. So we do, and we go. So a bunch of the stuff is back at my house, so we go back there first, and people are just loading stuff into their cars or whatever they're doing. But before that, right away, I feel Drake and or Mirko are like, there's a giant dead raccoon in the middle of the street. And I look at them like, okay, see you guys later. I'm going to bed. Like, no, like that's like right in the middle of the street. It's huge. You definitely have to do something about that. You can't just leave a giant raccoon in the middle of the street. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I can. Or you guys can deal with it if you want. I'm going to bed. Everyone go away. It's 5 in the morning. We're all insane. Somebody was murdered. We were pouring blood. We're done here now. No. Do something. Okay, I will. Okay, I will. It seemed like I should. Like, yeah, a car might hit that, and it's gonna go everywhere. So I go over to the step, get myself the green bin, and it's big green bin on wheels where you put you know shrubbery, uh, organic waste. And in my head, I'm just like, a raccoon is organic waste, right? This is completely legal. This is fine. And it's not. It's totally not. You definitely shouldn't throw a giant raccoon that really filled up that thing a lot. So I drag that down, and everyone follows me, but they all stop, like, I don't know, 10 feet away. There's just a lineup of my friends watching me do this. From like, anybody gonna help? I grabbed, I think, the retractable shovel from like the car or something. And I go over, like, I guess I'll just shovel it into the thing. Like, this shouldn't be that easy, or shouldn't be that hard. It's just a rodent, right? So what they can't see from their angle is, once I get over the horizon of the raccoon, is its intestines, its innards are just out. They're just out, and it's just like they might as well be just glowing with just so many colors. So many colors. Just like, wow. Is this thing even from this planet? What are all these things? So many colors. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be super sick. It definitely smells worse the closer you get. Just, this is very tauntaun, and I don't like this. Yeah, and then eventually, I was gonna say somebody came over. I was gonna say Mirko, but so Drake came over and held the bin open for me, while everybody else just stood back and was just like, we're not getting anywhere near there. And maybe Mirko came over too, but it was like only one of you came, so I guess it was Drake. And yeah, so then I'm like trying to push it into the bin, and Drake is laughing his face off. Everybody's laughing their face off, because as soon as I do, my reaction is definitely hilarious, because I'm just like, push, and I'm trying to push it in, and its innards are coming out as I'm pushing its body. So I'm just like, oh god, like, it's getting worse. It's not going in. Oh god, now there's intestines. Like, oh god. And that goes on for, I'm sure, 4 to 7 minutes. And then I get it into the bin. And yeah, me and Drake managed to get it back up on its end. And it's just like, this thing is so heavy. This is the biggest raccoon I've ever seen, I feel like. Or / I've just never gotten this close to a raccoon. / just so lifeless, just so many innards. So get it all in there, put it back up by the thing, and then I'm like, well, I can't have somebody else come out and just look in the bin and be like, a crazy just carcass and innards everywhere. So I get the green bin, like stuff from the day, and I pour that over top of the dead raccoon. Then it's like, all right, good night, everybody. And I think, as they leave, somebody, possibly Drake, just being like, you definitely can't do that, right? Like, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. This has been a long night, and did not expect to deal with a legitimate carcass. Didn't expect that. That don't impress me much. Ha 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 ha. But ultimately, awesome time. Best time. Super fun time. All of my favorite stories are also all of the worst stories. Let's add some colors to the sky. Do. Can't see the time. Oh, that's reasonable. Scooter lady. The other thing, speaking of people saying things at high speed. What am I looking for again? Kind of a silver. Heading out. I think this was like Saturday morning. I went all around. If you follow my Instagram, there's a caterpillar thrown up on its own butt. Didn't realize that was happening until I uploaded it later. And just some fish and whatnot. Just went around adventuring slightly, trying to avoid people still. And there we go. as I was heading out, again, still not more than 19 seconds from my front door, cars driving down the street pretty fast. Like, probably the speed limit, if not slightly faster than the speed limit. Either way, if I'm going this direction and you're going this direction at 50 kilometers an hour, we can't have a conversation, is that math equation. Ow. I think I need to change feet. There we go. Oh yeah, and there's an ice pack down here in case it gets too hot. So, Dirty Teen hangs out the side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me, and he yells, have you seen my dog, just as he's getting to me, and I'm like, fully, like, in full earnest, like, genuinely, oh, your dog is missing, I want to help, I don't want to be a jerk about this. So I do answer him like an idiot, like, no, I haven't seen him, sorry. But it's like, oh, they're not going to slow down, they're not looking for a dog. They're just yelling things at people as they drive around town. Why do I keep falling for that? Why indeed? I want to say that's the end of that, but yeah, literally for like 5 minutes later, I'm like, still kind of glancing around like, is there a dog around? Like, I want to chase them down and yell, even if I see your dog, you're gone. I can't help you. What? It's just like, now I'm having a fight with myself. People are the worst. And the other thing that's been taking up my attention for at least 38-ish minutes a day is, I mean, it's Game Grumps every, fairly often anyway, but I don't actually watch Game Grumps play games all the time. It's usually only what it is, like something so bad that they can just keep talking and they end up doing like kind of a podcast, as opposed to we're actually just playing this game. And especially like Sonic games, for some reason, I'm like, these are unwatchable because it's just so fast and so hectic. But all of the 3D Sonic games are so terrible that it is like, this is hilarious to watch him struggle through. Like, having Aaron lose his mind is unacceptably entertaining to the internet and definitely to me. And yeah, so it's like so many levels where I'm like, they're definitely going to give up. This is awful. And it's, yeah, Sonic Heroes. But yeah, like the game is just, I definitely couldn't stand it. So I didn't even watch the first 3 episodes and I'm like, no, this is awful. I don't care if you're enjoying it or not, or if you're being funny. I hate this. I hate this. Like, it's just, might as well just be whipping a camera around and then just saying, watch this. Like, no, I'm going to throw up. So, since I don't have to pay attention to it, I barely even watch the game. And even more so, Danny isn't even there. He's in another place. So one of my favorite things is he's listening on Discord, and he's watching the stream on something else, so there's a delay. So he can hear Aaron as he's playing, and everything seems fine to him, and then all of a sudden Aaron will be like, ah! And Danny's just watching. He's just like, why is he so? Oh, he fell again, and because it's just like the delayed reaction, where it's like everything seems great, and pretty much. I feel like I think we said that before. It was like every racing game that isn't Mario Kart is unplayable. Like especially the cartoony ones, anyway. Like racing games, those are crazy, and lots of effort and work goes into them. But anything that's not Mario Kart that looks Mario Kart-ish, throw it in the garbage. Unplayable. Like watching, again, Game Grumps play the Star Wars pod racing, different games that there is, just like, this is reprehensible. How did somebody even get this out into the world? This is terrible. because, you know, they don't have no idea what's going on. And I mean, you know, you play Mario Kart for 2 seconds and you're like, I'm playing Mario Kart. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. Stunt racer on your NES. Stunt racer, you'll never guess who's doing the greatest stunts. Stunt racer, stunt racer. But yeah, it is just straight up, and it's not even like I'm hooked on it now. I'm now like I think they only have like maybe another level left. They said something today. It was just like, oh, I want to steal this, or just write it down as a quote and attribute it to Danny Avidan because it's just so hilarious, genius, whatever it was. Like this is amazing. You guys are amazing. And but yeah, so now I'm just like, now I do need to see how this ends. And it was the same as, I forget which one. It was like, this is Sonic Heroes. I can't remember which one. It might have been that Sonic 08 or whatever. Like, just some of the really terrible ones where they made it right to the end. And it is just like, you just got to keep going until you beat it. And he doesn't give up. But he's getting so frustrated as if it is like, it's, you know, it's his job. But it's like, it's not actually your job to finish these games. Your job is just to entertain us. And also, you're a voice actor. He was doing voices on Rick and Morty. They never don't say something that doesn't blow my mind and impress me much. Yeah, like he does a bunch of like non-play NPC voices on like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. And he's in like lots of shows. Like he's just listed a bunch of shows. And I'm like, oh, you're in all the shows. And I mean, he is in LA. He is in the place where you do all the things, and he does do a lot of good voices. So it kind of makes sense. But every time he brings something up, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I mean, I still never went. I should go and try and find it. I only watched the first episode, maybe the first 2 episodes of Good Game, the YouTube series that Dan Harmon like wrote and produced with the Game Grumps. They star in it, and they put together like a team of like a professional team where they're like, we're gonna make some money and we're gonna, I think maybe help somebody. I think it might have been like a Save the Orphanage type of thing. But it was good. I was really surprised. It was like, this is really good. Like I'm super sucked into this, and I really want to watch the rest. But I was also like, I'm cheap, or I don't have a job right now. So I wasn't giving YouTube any of my money, but I still kept thinking like, oh, one of these days I'll do the 1-month trial or the 1-week trial, and I'll watch all of these YouTube shows. And I just never did. I keep forgetting about it, but every once in a while they will be on stream and they will say, hey, good game, man. Yeah, good game. And I'll be like, oh my god, I still haven't watched that show that I thought was great. And I want to watch it. It does look like a good game. Dan Harmon is in it as well. A bunch of people, I think, are in it and show up that are recognizable. And that's my Game Grumps news. I don't know if any of you guys watch Quite Interesting, QI, the British show, hosted by Sandy Toksvig now. Used to be Stephen something or other. Don't know why I can't remember his name anymore. Stephen Fry. And it's always super quite interesting. But the first after quarantine episode finally aired, where they did film episodes without an audience before stuff got extra crazy. And man, it was like I throw that show on all the time, like from any era, whatever letter of the alphabet. If I'm just sitting and drawing, it's like, all right, cool, seep some interesting information into my head while I draw things, and I won't be tempted to look away if I put on a Rick and Morty or a movie I haven't seen. And it's never not funny. It's always great. But yeah, watching the no audience episode with no laughter was just like, oh, it feels like none of their jokes are landing. It's just like, I thought it was funny. I think it's, oh, this is weird. It's become a podcast. Like, it's that same uncomfortable feeling that I get from Colbert now as well, where I'm like, oh, that was funny. But when he does, like, his big, oh, crazy bird, and Groove is in the Soul plays, and he kind of dances. Excuse me. There's still something about that that's just like, oh, poor Steven. No one's laughing at his funny ideas. And it really does. Like, the very few times I've done something where there's an actual audience, oh my god. Like, with this, I'm like, alright, I'll just get quiet for a minute and draw. But with real people around, it is like, oh, I am fueled. I am wicked fueled by every noise that they make, good or bad. Like, I'm ready to say more, or fight, or just enjoy it. And it is really just like, if somebody else needs to talk, they're going to have to take this away from me, because I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Alright, I'll leave the red lines on there just for fun for a minute. There's Storm's background. That actually kind of fits pretty good. This is all filled. Mr. Terrific, what are you doing today? Will you do something terrific while you're on your way? Oh. He's Mr. Terrific, his neck is pretty thick. That's okay. Interesting thought about explosions in the distance that I can hear right now. The other night, Facebook and whatever, Instagram was like, oh, the Canada Day fireworks, they're canceled. And normally I can see them from here, and that's all I need. But it's just like, yeah, people love the fireworks, and I know that they're not happening. That's what I know. You just said it. You just said it. Internet. Thanks for letting me know, and everyone else, there's no fireworks. They have been canceled due to COVID, due to all the things. No Canada Day fireworks, no gathering. Awesome. Good to know. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Like, what? It was like somebody got a bunch of fireworks. Like, it's odd that it's like 4 seconds after I just read that they canceled the fireworks for sure. So this definitely isn't that. But then it's just like I'm going to the windows, like trying to figure out like, where is this coming from? It's not coming from the normal places. Is it right above me? Like, why can't I see anything? It's definitely fireworks. It's definitely not explosions, right? Maybe it's a truck. I don't know. And it's like, no, it's definitely fireworks. And then there's just like, sky lights up. Just pure, just, and then stops. And I'm like, was that fireworks? Fireworks can't do that. Like, if I can't see the other fireworks, there's definitely not, like, a sky lightning, and then you'd hear other explosions, and it's like, what is happening right now? What is happening right now? And I'm just like, maybe just out of spite, or something. Somebody's like, well, I already bought all the pyrotechnics for Canada Day. I'm not letting this go to waste. I'm just going to do it now. 4 days before Canada Day. And, but yeah, the best I can think is, like, it can't be anything other than just some rando, but it's just like, brrr. And I mean, literally, like, 40 minutes later, I'm like, okay, it's definitely a fireworks display, or somebody who had all the fireworks. Like, this is all the fireworks. This can't be somebody random, and especially that big giant flash. But then I'm just like still hearing rumbles, occasionally a big flash. So I'm like, is it a thunderstorm? Are we having a thunder and lightning storm right now and fireworks? I genuinely don't know. Well, there's no raid. So there's no raid, there's no fire. Is that what they say? There's no, there's no fire in the sky. Wait, that's aliens. Yeah. No, maybe it was both. So what if they were like, hey, it's gonna raid anyway, and there's a no fire ban, or a fire ban? Anyway, and then it's like, let's off the fireworks, and just like vampires playing baseball, no one will notice they're fireworks because there's already explosions in the sky. And is that a good? And that is actually kind of what I thought. But turns out it was both. It was both. There was no rain, there was no nothing, just dry, crazy lightning explosions for half the night, and fireworks. And it wasn't until the next day, somebody on my Instagram, a local vet that I sold some stickers to, was like, hey, thanks for letting us know that 2 seconds after the fireworks are canceled, and they're like, if we have something's going on, we'll let you know. Like, all right, thanks. Hey, by the way, we're gonna have a graduation fireworks display over here. Shh, don't tell anyone. Which is just down the street here. So yeah, everybody's dogs and whatever, just like, hey, what's up now? I don't know how many terrific balls he has with him at any given time, but we're going to go with lots. He's got terrific balls and they're flying through the air. These terrific balls. You don't need to care, they'll solve your mysteries and rewire your VCR. These balls are terrific, and you know that they are. You know what they are. Some more fire. Those are definitely rando fireworks. For sure. Alright, almost done. And that's all my notes. You know what we didn't do, though? We didn't do our racist of the week. But I think this week's racist of the week, there's just still too many just random nonsense maniacs on the internet doing crazy things. Exactly, Space Goonie. I've got to give it to the big man who's been working the hardest at it. He puts in the time. He covers all the bases, and he tweeted out or retweeted out his followers screaming white power, and his reasoning behind it was, hey, I gotta support my supporters because a lot of people treat them like they're monsters. Yeah, because they yell white power. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. That's why all the stuff is going on. All the stuff is going on because white power is a bad thing. And power is just a bad thing. And, you know, we just need sharing and understanding. But, I don't know. It's just pretty sad, especially when you're like giving his dumb wife some credit for like, oh, she's just trying her best. She's just stuck with this maniac. It's like, nope, she's a maniac too. She's a maniac too. And I just hate them now. I just hate them. No more chances. I hated them before. But before it was like, ah, come on. Some people are just so stupid. But it's like, nope. Because the explanation for his white power retweet was like, hey, you know, he doesn't even pay attention to the briefings, so you can't blame him for this. Like, you know, he doesn't pay attention to things. He doesn't have a high attention span. It's like, so he's terrible at everything is the reason we're going with for why he did something racist again. And we're not going to say unacceptable. And there. Covered all our bases. Remembered all the things. Milo's got a new outfit. And all the fun that brings. Is this Tib's shirt? Does Tib have a shirt like this? I feel like Tib has this shirt. And we've seen it. And I stole it. And I don't even know where he lives. But I'm pretty sure Tib has this shirt. And I just straight up stole it. I mean, it looks almost similar to some of the shirts that I have in my closet, but I definitely don't have anything that's polka dotted. The octopus? Those octopus? No. Did I get the octopus thing? No, the octopus thing, that was pajamas. Turned out it was pajamas and not delightful shorts and or a shirt with an octopus on it. But yeah, that would have been sweet if it wasn't pajamas. But you don't need any more pajamas because it's 1,000,000 degrees out. So, pajamas need not apply. Yeah, it was pajamas. It was pajamas. I don't know much about Mr. Terrific, but I know I like the cut of his jab. I want to do a bit more to it, but I'm not going to. That's fine. That's plenty. I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, I think I might try and get myself a haircut before the next one, a real haircut. I know that telling my mom that I cut my hair by myself, she was like, what? What? I'm like, not for real. I was like, this whole island up here hasn't been touched. Just around the edges, and this is basically reached max capacity up here, and needs some blending. Everything feels weird, and I don't love wearing hats all the time. C'est tout? Ça c'est tout? Ça c'est tout. Well, that's not good French, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to cover. There's a t-shirt store at nosuchthingasgrownups.com or society6.com/nosuchthingasgrownups. I was going to do maybe I should take the wheel back Jesus shirt, and that turned into the comic strip. A lot of the comic strips I do are actually t-shirt ideas that end up becoming comic strips because I can't keep things down to just 1 or 2 words. But yeah, maybe I'll make that one a shirt as well and put it in there and turn this thing into a shirt business. That's what this thing really needs to be. Third there, get the third there. Who needs the third? I'll make a shirt. Everyone want the third. What if we just make this polka dot shirt that I'm wearing, but then we'll put me in the corner like a little alligator, and then we'll just do it all over print. But I'll be like, hey, I'm the alligator, rawr, but I'm not the alligator. It's me. But I'm like on all fours, but I'm like, you know what's going on. Maybe a little alligator hat, so people know. Do people still know about that alligator thing? Remember that alligator thing? I do. I never did get it. But, I don't know. It was a thing. But yeah, Instagram is the most important thing. You know, there's the Facebook / no such thing as grownups. Everything goes there as well if you're more inclined to get your information Facebook wise. But yeah, Instagram stories and Instagram are what I crave. Instagram followers, Twitch followers, YouTube subscribers. There is actually some new sounds for follow and donate and whatnot. If some new followers show up or whatever, we'll hear those sounds. Other than that, it's 10:30. It's time to go to sleep. Work tomorrow. And then back to being a creep? I don't know. Ripley. What about me? Maybe I can work the camera for once. I can be mysterious, and I can edit. I have big computers with lots of screens. I'm used to a lot of that stuff. Meow. 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 Thanks, sweetest angel. Don't cut to him anymore. Let's replace him with something one of these days. He makes my throat hurt. That's it. Credits? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching later on. And hey, if you're one of the people that leaves comments on YouTube that I almost never notice, but when I do, 50% of the time, they're real weird. I mean, it's mostly because they're weird companies that are like, hey, you want to get followers and whatnot? Just come over here and something. But every once in a while, it's just like, what are you talking about? Is this based on my stream? What are we talking about right now? Are you just trying to get me to watch your YouTube channel? These are weird comments. These 3 are great. This one, I don't know what's happening here, and you definitely didn't watch anything I've ever done. But anyway, credits, and see you guys on Tuesday. But I don't know. Oh my God, tomorrow's Canada Day, and I don't have to go to work. I've already compiled all of the work that I have to do in my head, and I don't have to. It's a day off. I can make stuff. I can paint my little plastic Curtis doll head, and that'll be fun. Oh my God. Oh my God. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. But then there's still this view. And this view too. Oh, I missed it. Now we have 2 views. And also you. Hey, this is me. Don't you dare close your eyes. No, I wouldn't, and I don't. But yeah, wow. Real quick, this morning, like, I don't know, I'm going to say 5 in the morning, wrong camera, woke up and was just like, oh my God, I need to go back to sleep. But I have to figure out this project first that I just invented in my dreams. Similar to other projects that I've done, but I'm just like, I just can't quite figure out how to layer this, how to put this together, if it's what they want. I'm like redesigning it in my head, like this isn't going to get approved. And then finally waking up and being like, oh, I have to figure that out. But it was like, I just want to go back to sleep. And still like in this middle earth between sleep and wake of just giving myself anxiety. And like, no, I can figure this out. And then finally having to be like, stop. It doesn't exist. You're working on a CW Vampires artwork and some other stuff today. A little dog. You're always doing people's little dogs, digging stuff up and jumping around the screen. It doesn't exist. And just exhausted and frustrated with myself because, like, I've just spent, like, time, physical waking time, trying to solve a dream problem that's not going to come up. And by a dream problem, can I get out of your dreams that into your car and then we'll go get some cheeseburgers? Is that cool? I'd really like a cheeseburger. That would be amazing. No, we can't have cheeseburgers. They hurt. Oh, got some fake ice cream. I don't know if it was good or not because it was wrapped around chocolate chip cookie dough. I don't care what kind of ice cream it is. If it's just chocolate chip cookie dough, and it could have just been a spoon. But there's a way to get some fake ice cream in. Anyway, seriously, day off means that Instagram day. That means I'll make stuff for Instagram. I'm so excited. Like, so excited. Ugh. The fan is just a new breeze all of a sudden. But anyway, credits. And I don't know. Maybe we'll do some kind of Canada Day stream thing. See what kind of Canadian game I have. I do have Wolfenstein, which I've never cracked open yet. That's about killing Nazis, I'm pretty sure, still. Maybe we'll do some Nazi killing. I don't know. I'm so excited. There's no freeze frame. Credits. Ripley. Credits. Thanks, sweetest angel. Export my video. Export my illustration. Put it up for Instagramification. Have a good night, everybody. Try not to dig out the innards of any squirrels, raccoons, any wildlife. If you don't have to. Try to be terrific. Learn things like Mr. Terrific. You can do it. Put your back into it. You can do it. Put your back into it. To the left, to the right. I'm still exporting this, so I didn't press the stop streaming button. Mr. Terrific. JPEG is fine. Let's go with 100 DPIs for no reason. And seriously, where's the end